The modern view is that myths, old stories, are just myths, false beliefs. And if myths are meant to explain the natural world, then myths are also just bad science. Here's what Ursula K. Guin had to say to that. According to this view, the god Apollo is merely an inadequate effort made by primitive minds to explain and systematize the nature and behavior of the sun. As soon as the sun is rationally understood to be a ball of fire, the old mythological pseudo-explanation is left empty. The fiery horses and golden chariot vanish. But Apollo is not the sun, and never was. The sun, in fact, is merely one of the names of Apollo. Reductionism cuts both ways, after all. The real mystery is not destroyed by reason. The fake one is. You look at it and it vanishes. You look at a modern superhero, really look, and he turns into a gerbil. But you look at Apollo, and he looks back at you. The poet Rilke looked at a statue of Apollo, and Apollo spoke to him. You must change your life, he said. When the genuine myth rises into consciousness, that is always its message. You must change your life.
And that's the point of a myth. It puts you into a new frame. So you'd use a myth as you would a border crossing to descend into your own subconscious. In the course of your studies, some myths will surface again and again, long after you've sent them away. They're asking you, look again, look at me, look at the world through my alien eyes. Make yourself whole. Greek and Roman mythology shows us the way that the human race thought and felt untold ages ago. Myths lead us back to a time when the world was young. People had a connection with the earth, with trees and seas and flowers and hills, unlike anything we ourselves can feel. When the stories were being shaped, little distinction had yet been made between the real and the unreal. The imagination was vividly alive and not checked by reason, so that anyone in the woods might see through the trees a fleeing nymph, or, bending over a clear pool to drink, behold in the depths a naiad's face. The prospect of traveling back to this delightful state of things is held out by nearly every writer who touches upon classical mythology, above all by the poets. In that infinitely remote time, primitive man could have sight of Proteus rising from the sea or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn.
That's from Edith Hamilton's 1942 classic Mythology. She ends by quoting a William Wordsworth sonnet from 1802 called "The World is Too Much With Us." Wordsworth was a romantic poet who rejected his mythless industrial age. He felt out of tune with nature, lost in the endless getting and spending. He'd have rather believed as the pagans did, if he could have just glimpsed their world. Here's his sonnet. The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. This sea that bears her bosom to the moon. The winds that will be howling at all hours and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not, great God. I'd rather be a pagan suckled in a creed outworn, so might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. Have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn.
There are many like Wordsworth who admire the vitality of the Greeks. It is hard not to be drawn in by ancient Greece and its myths. The Greeks, Nietzsche said, knew and felt the terrors and horrors of existence. They never lied to themselves, not even in myth. Here, only an exuberant, even triumphant life speaks to us, in which everything existing is deified, whether good or bad. The spectator will stand bewildered before this fantastic exuberance of life. He will ask himself what magic potion these madly merry men could have used for enjoying life so that wherever they turn their eyes, Helena, the ideal image of their own existence floating in sweet sensuality, smiled upon them.
The point of myth, the point of our studies, is not explanation, but exuberance. We seek a cure for mythlessness so that we may be mad, merry, and triumphant. We want to see Proteus rising and hear old Triton's horn. We want to visit the house of Zeus and breathe its large Olympian air. Now, with hunger of the heart for beauty dead, we begin our semester of Greek and Roman mythology, starting with Hesiod's Theogony, a genealogy of the gods.